I believe we are live. Welcome everybody to VidCon. Hello. Welcome to this session on this Friday afternoon or Saturday, depending on where you're watching from. Hello. Can we get a call out from chat? Let us know what country you are watching from today. Welcome everybody. My name is Barbara, and yes, I work at YouTube. In a past life, I've worked on YouTube gaming. I've worked on all sorts of live streaming, and now I'm responsible for helping to grow and diversify creator revenue on YouTube. Ultimately, my job is to help make YouTube creators more money. I also run a few YouTube channels myself. I have a variety live gaming channel. I have a crossword channel, and you might have seen this face on YouTube's official behind the scenes channel, Creator Insider. So what are we here doing today? Well, we're going to talk live and we're going to talk money. How to use YouTube live streams to grow your brand, better engage with your community, and make some sweet money while you're doing it. So let me also see some hands up in chat. Who here live streams right now on YouTube? Let's see. It's great to see where everybody is dialing in from. We've got the United States. We've got Malaysia. We've got the UK. Hello. I'm going to give a quick overview of live stream on YouTube if you're not familiar, and all of our live monetization features. And then I'm going to invite up our special guests, the ones who you are here to see for all of our tips, tricks, and money-making secrets. Okay? So if you don't know, there are 3 ways that you can live stream on YouTube today. We've got mobile streaming. So it's one tap from the YouTube apps on Android and on iOS. Casual, on the go, behind the scenes, really easy to get up and started and instantly connect with your fans. We also support webcam streaming. It's just as easy as your mobile phone, one tap from your web browser, and you can instantly go live to your viewers. I do this a lot on my channels for doing mukbangs or just chatting with my fans. And then we get into the real powerhouse. The 3rd way to stream on YouTube is using streaming software or encoders. And that's if you want full customization with all the bells and whistles and all of the full interactivity tools. You might be wondering why go live? Well, you can experiment with different content formats. You can offer behind the scenes, a more casual look, and peeling back the layers to your inside life for all of your fans. It's also a great way to build community by interacting with live chat and all of YouTube's interactivity tools. Great to see that Sub2 Fox Blocks live streams on YouTube. Hello and welcome. And live is also a really great way for you to make money, and that's what we're going to get into today. In fact, YouTube offers nearly 10 ways for creators to monetize their channel, and today we're going to be focusing on those revenue streams that you can only earn while you're live or premiering, and that's Super Chat and Super Stickers. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what these are, we've got a quick demo video for you, so let's roll the clip. There we go. It's available in live chat. You can quickly type in your message and then pay with many different payment sources. And what makes Super Chat special is your message gets highlighted. It stands out from the crowd with these brightly colored backgrounds. Look at how Original 151 is reacting to getting this $5 Super Chat from Sansa Baratheon. And your messages also get pinned at the top. The more you spend, the more your message stands out and gets pinned. So that's a quick overview of Super Chat. Now, this is especially relevant right now, this topic about live and monetization, because we're seeing more and more creators from all around the world of all content verticals, all sizes, turning to live streams on YouTube during COVID-19 times when we can't connect with you in real life. I do have some quick fun facts with you. Between January and May of this year, we saw an increase of over 40% in channels who are earning the majority of their YouTube revenue coming from Super Chat, Super Stickers, and some other features, channel memberships, and merch. Yes, so that is even more channels who are their primary income stream from YouTube comes from fan funding. Between March and May of this year, over 2 million viewers purchased their first Super Chat, Super Sticker, or channel membership. Yes, I can see chat. Yes, we can. We're watching here. We are actually live. And I'm so excited we finally get to talk about this. The MSS Project, who is a rock band from Japan, earned $1.15 million on a single live stream that they held back in March. They had to cancel an in-person concert. They replaced it with a live stream on YouTube. And with Super Chat and Super Stickers, they made over $1 million. Crazy how much impact you can have and how much money you potentially could earn from these things. So we're seeing more and more channels streaming and earning during COVID. So it's a really great time to get started and try it out on YouTube. Yeah, whoa, unicorn, yes. So speaking of channels and fans, we have two experts who have very successfully and lucratively worked live and live fan funding into their YouTube content strategy. So chat, let's bring in our special guests. Please welcome, we've got Mark and we've got KreekCraft. Welcome, everybody.
Hi.
Hi, hello.
How's it going? How's it going? Are you pumped? Are you ready?
I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm ready to go.
Excellent. I want to do a quick intro before we get into the details. So, Mark, why don't you kick things off? Give us a pitch. What is your channel all about?
So we are the United Stand, and I'm sure everybody's heard of Manchester United Football Club over here in England, biggest club in the world, I would say. And the United Stand is a dedicated, unofficial fan channel for that we set up probably about 5 years ago. We live stream a lot. I think we were one of the first in the UK to really utilise live streams. Everyone does it now, the interaction. And then, as you've been talking about, the super chats and the stickers and everything that comes with that is fantastic for something like football, which is just changing all the time, and everybody's eager to know what's going on. So yeah, that's what we do over here on the United Stand.
Okay, very cool. Kreek, you're up. Give us a pitch.
Yeah, so I am a daily live streamer on YouTube. I mainly live stream Roblox. Lately, I've been doing FNAF, Cuphead, other games like that with everyone being inside. I upload a new video every day, too. And, yeah, I basically just play video games, live stream it. People watch me.
Oh, yeah, great. So these are our two experts today who've been able to really integrate Super Chat, Super Stickers, and Live onto their YouTube channels. And so we are going to be digging in and asking them some questions, and hopefully we'll get some best practices, tips, and tricks that you will be able to walk away from this stream and be able to go and implement yourself. So we will briefly say goodbye to Kreek, and we'll start off the panel by discussing with Mark. There we go. There we go. So I want to start off with some YouTube Live questions first. Mark, we know that you are always keeping your fans up to date with the latest breaking news on Manchester United. Mark was actually streaming. I feel like it was half an hour ago. He was live on his channel giving an update, talking about players. Tell us about how you're working live into your YouTube channel. How often are you streaming? What are your goals, etc.?
I'd say probably 95% of our streaming is live. We do a little bit of pre-recorded, but obviously football matches, we live stream, not the match, but we'll be watching the match and interacting. Match reactions, we have fans who come on and give reactions. We're live at 8 o'clock UK time every night. We were just talking about some transfers there. So if you're in America, like NHL or American football, things like that, players moving in and out. This is big information, and everybody's just hungry for that information. So we sort of give a platform for everybody to one place on YouTube where people can come and interact and get fan opinion, which I think is very different from your mainstream media. So live stream's very important, because if you pre-record it, as we all know, that takes your time. You put it out and it might not be relevant. Whereas on our show we just did then, I'm live talking about something else and somebody says this has happened, and then we react to it, and it just works for us that way.
And there you go. So how do you plan out your content for each stream? Because you're streaming so often.
Yeah, so I think it's done in seasons. So if Manchester United are playing games, then a lot of your you can structure it quite well, because there might be a game on a Saturday, then you talk about on the Sunday and the Monday what you did well and what you didn't do well, and then there'll be another game, and then it's quite easy during the football season. In the off season, it's all about transfers mainly, people leaving the club, people coming into the club, speculation. So it's 365 days a year, every day, probably apart from Christmas Day is the only day we'll put pre-record content up and say, look, you're not getting any live content that day.
How dare you not be live and working on Christmas? What are you doing? Your fans want this content. Now, I know that COVID has been disruptive to your channel since football has been canceled for a number of months. How did you pivot your content or monetization strategy during this time?
A lot of people ask us this, and I think, unfortunately, there's talk in the UK of we've got an increase again, so everyone's starting to think, obviously health-wise, that's the priority. But of course, if you're working on YouTube, you're thinking, what are we going to do again? And what did we actually do last time that worked quite well? Because it was a long time with no football and not really any transfer activity, but we still managed to probably do 2 videos a day. So we utilized things like topics of interest, what we maybe like quizzes. We used to have a quiz night every Saturday night where it was very interactive, and then just trying to find bits of news here and there that we could talk about. I think consistency is very important when you're using a live audience.
Yes.
Frequency and consistency, and which breeds familiarity and a community then. So I remember the very first night we went into lockdown, and I said, look, we're not going to get matches, we're not going to get transfers, but we're going to be here every night at 8:00. And and I think people really appreciated that, because all right, we might not have had lots to talk about, but we can always find something to talk about. When you've got a community and you're live, you can take questions and interact. So we sort of just went with the whole suck it and see approach, and we did get through it. And I know a lot of people struggled. So, but some people did really, really well, because I've got another channel where I was just playing computer games, not Roblox, but FIFA. So, and that became really interactive as well. So you just got to get a little bit imaginative, and I think try and embrace the community. I think that's what live streaming is all about.
And I bet your fans really appreciated when the whole world was kind of, who knows what was happening. There was a little bit of normalcy, like you said, every day, 8:00, you will be there. And so that one bit was consistent for them, and it would drive them to keep coming back and tuning into all of your streams.
Yeah, definitely. I think, we all, it doesn't matter what YouTube channel or what your life is, everybody was disrupted by that. You're not allowed to go to shops. You can't see family members. Your favorite show may get cancelled because they can't film it. So to provide live interactive content, I think actually was to the advantage of as streamers. If you could find a way to be to create content and be live, you were actually quite unique to the more traditional mainstream media. And I think they fell into the trap that maybe we've had. We've all had to stream with a Logitech C920, and we've all had to use a green screen like I do. But we find a way to put good content out on YouTube, and then you see like the BBC over here, very, very polished normally, and then they're all using their camera phones and it's all static, and you think, we've been doing this for years, we're better than you now. So yeah, there was a few positives from it as well.
Yeah, I do actually feel as live streamers, we ended up in a pretty okay situation. We've got the internet that can handle it. We've got the lights. We have, I don't know how many cameras and what your setup looks like, but I have, 3-4 webcams over here. So we lucked out a little bit here. Now I do see your green screen right there. Yeah. Can you talk about your live setup? So what equipment do you use in your live studio?
So we're quite unique because, look, green screen's not for everybody. If you get it wrong and you get it bad, you're better off just not using a green screen. But I'm very lucky that we've got a fantastic graphic designer who just said, I'm going to design you a studio. You don't need to buy a studio. I'm going to design you one. All you're going to need is a green screen. So basically, I have a camera, which I'm using in front of me now, just a Sony A7 III. I've got 2 LCD lights that are looking at me, and then I've got a Rode mic, and then a desk and a green screen. But if you watch the United Stand channel, you will not see this. You will see an absolutely fantastic desk and everything, and memorabilia, and even a window that shows you Old Trafford out of it. It is fantastic. But unfortunately, people always say, let's have a look at what your actual studio is like. And I'm like, no, because it will just destroy the illusion of what's there. I mean, everyone knows I use a green screen, but yeah, as I said, I used to use a Logitech C920 for about 4 years because it was it only cost me about $80, but it was the best camera I could find for lighting. I tried more expensive ones, and it was never as good. But obviously now with the Sony, it's just very expensive, but it's very good quality, and it works well with the green screen. So quite a basic setup. I think we're an example of you don't have to spend a lot of money to have a decent setup on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that you don't have more monitors or things in front of you that are showing more information and the rest of that. It is very basic, your setup, but look at what you've been able to accomplish with it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and it, you know, it is something that we could definitely improve on. And we do have a studio, actually. We do have a studio that costs quite a bit, well, cost a bit of money to set up. It's got, you know, embroidered seats and all the cameras and all the lights. We opened it up a week before lockdown, and then we couldn't use it for 3 months. So we've hardly used it. We've hardly used it. So, and again, you become so familiar in something that works where you can just react very quickly and your audience likes it. It's a weird thing to have a studio that's probably 5 minutes away from where I live, and we've probably used it 10 times. So it's not that we can't do that. It's just you do what do what you're comfortable with. I think that's the whole thing, isn't it? You know, there's no rules on YouTube. Somebody can play a computer game and think, I'm not very good at that computer game, probably me when I'm playing FIFA, but then you'll still get a lot of people watching it because they like to watch you lose and have fun. So I just think the big thing with YouTube, especially live streaming, is just to try and find something you're comfortable with and be yourself and take it from there.
Yeah, that's advice that we hear time and time again is just be yourself. People are tuning in for the personality and for the content that you're making there. Yeah. Okay, so let's dive into some of the money questions. Do you remember your first few live streams when you turned on Super Chat and Super Stickers? What were those like?
I think it's been quite a while for us on the United Stand. I think we've been doing it for quite a while. I seem to remember there was probably an email, and probably in the back end of YouTube, there was this thing you could tick for Super Chats. And I thought, what's that? And I had a look at it, and it was like, well, people can pay you money for to make a comment. I was like, no one's ever going to do that. And then, you open it up, you mention it, and then somebody, gives you $5 and says, what do you think about this player at Manchester United? And you think, wow, somebody's actually... because we're always interactive with our comments anyway. I mean, I remember when we used to have like 10 people watching, so you've got to be very interactive and you get to know your audience very well. But for somebody to start asking you a question and paying to ask a question, it's a bit of a weird one, really, because you're like, it almost feels a little bit wrong, but then it isn't wrong because they want to do that. They want to support your channel. So it's something that's very, we're very used to now. And, on some streams, we'll get a lot of people doing it. I mean, the stream we just did then, we probably had about, 30 super chats in half an hour. So you do get used to it. But it is a bit of a mind thing when look, they're the same thing, but someone's paying you for a comment. So you're very used to answering comments, but then people start paying for it. But yeah, I mean, it's just the norm for us now that, people want to do that to support your channel.
Yeah, so I'm hearing in the beginning, you were kind of like, what is this thing? You turned it on, you got a couple of them, but now it's normal to you. It's just baked into your live streams. Can you talk about how you actually work Super Chat and stickers into your streams?
Yeah, so I mean, look, we would do a show and we would have a structure about maybe a few topics we want to talk about, but there's a couple of ways I've tried it. There's one way you can just leave it all till the end and you can go into the system and list all your super chats down and go through them. But what I try to do is, and you've got to be on the ball to do it, you've got to be keeping an eye on the live comments. Whilst you're talking about what you want to talk about, you might notice a super chat and just naturally bring it in. And I like the fact at the top of YouTube comments, it will list your recent super chats. And as long as you get used to how long they are there, I think the blue ones don't go to the top, so you've got to be very eye on the ball with those. But like the $5 ones, they'll be there for probably a couple of minutes, so you know that you can talk about what you want to talk about for a couple of minutes, but you've got to get into those. So I try and integrate them naturally because the super chat that they put in will probably be something to do with what you're talking about at that moment as well. So for us, when we're talking about multiple topics, it's nice to try and feed the super chats in as they're coming in. I think that works well for what we do.
Yeah, and so it sounds like you're using them sort of as a Q&A where fans are asking questions or making points about the topics that you're talking about, and you will shout them out. Do you give thank you? Do you read out the questions? What do you do? Like more tactically, what do you actually do?
Yeah, well, no. So if somebody asks a question, we will read it out and we will integrate that into the community and sort of like say, if somebody says, do you think Paul Pogba should play for Manchester United tomorrow against Crystal Palace? We'll read that out and then we'll answer that. And obviously we will read out the person who's done the super chat and say, this is from Paul Smith. Thanks to Paul, he's saying this. So yeah, and I think some people do the super chat for that reason. I mean, it's I watch a lot of Twitch and the gaming on there, and I mean, I think that's a massive part of Twitch, isn't it? Where, you know, gamers have got people who just want their name on the screen when they're doing it. And I suppose there's a certain element to the YouTube community with that they want to be part of the conversation. They may not be part of the conversation in a busy chat, but if they contribute, they know they're going to get read out, and then, you know, they feel more engaged.
Yeah, far and above what we have seen is creators who do actively engage with super chats and super stickers, who are reading the usernames, who are reading the messages, who are thanking them. They end up performing extremely well. And what we'll typically see is once those first few super chats and stickers come in, when other viewers see that you're paying attention to them, they say, oh, I should be doing this too, because Mark from the United Stand is going to know my name and is going to answer my questions, or maybe my opinions are going to be read out on air. You had, it looks like 25,000 people watching you today. So it can be a great way to broadcast their message out to all of your audience too.
Yeah, definitely. And there are people who do it quite regularly, and then they almost become a channel regular in a totally different way, because they become well known within the community, because obviously our community repeat visits. And look, yeah, we did have 25,000 watching tonight because there was a little bit of news that was quite exciting, but there will be people within that who will know Paul Smith. And I'm using an example name there because they will know that he does quite regular super chats. So they almost become part of the show. So yeah, I think there is that notoriety and I can't really think of the word of it. I don't want to say, you know, they're looking for their bit of fame, because I don't even feel myself as a presenter of that channel that it's about fame. It's about a community. But yeah, you're right. I think people do it to get their voice out there and, you know, get people, you know, knowing what they think.
I love that. Yeah. I typically call that public recognition. I love that, you know, it sounds like Paul Smith is a real person who has been actively engaging with you in your streams and has been actively super chatting. And now you have an understanding of, hey, Paul Smith is a super fan, and you pay attention to him during your streams there.
Yeah, definitely. And there are people that you get to know who do it quite regularly. And, you know, at the end of the day, they're putting their support into the channel. They're contributing to the channel. So, I mean, your whole community is valuable, but I think when somebody's paying to support you and, you know, put a super chat up there, it's a different type of recognition. And I think it's very important. It's not always possible, but it's very important to try and read them out and give them that recognition as well.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, let's see. Do you ever, when you start up a new stream, have these features just become part of, it's just the norm that your audience members know about them? Or do you reference, and do you start off your stream by saying, hey, if you want to financially support, send a super chat? Do you talk about it at all? Or do you just kind of wait for them to come in because your audience already knows about it?
So I think that's a great question, because I don't think we do that anymore. I don't think we've probably done that for 2 years, because it just naturally is seen by people. See, I think back to the early days, and I think, yeah, definitely you'd go, if you want your chat read out, you can do a super chat. It's at the bottom. Click the $sign, give us your questions, and we'll give you the shout out and everything. I can't remember the last time I did that, and maybe we should do it more, because we probably would get more people doing it. But I think it's more people see the super chats and they know that naturally prompts the question, if they're new, how's that happened? And they find out themselves. I mean, that's probably a failing on our part, really, because it's just made me think we haven't said this for a long time. So the same people are probably doing it. It's still working for you. Yeah, well, it's probably the same people from 2 years ago who remember how to do it. We should probably tell everyone else how to do it. But no, I think if you're starting out, definitely don't feel guilty about signposting anything that's there, whether it's stickers, membership, or super chats. If you explain people how to use it and they don't want to do it, they don't want to do it. But if they do and they don't know how to do it, it's a good idea, definitely.
Great. That hits on, I want to give a tip to everybody who's watching. Would you believe, Mark, the number one reason why viewers do not send super chat is because they don't know what it is. And so we do recommend, when you're starting up a stream, just mention it, and just for a quick 30 seconds. And I love what you said about, hey, you're not begging, you're not asking for it. If fans want to do it, now they know they have that capability. If they don't want to do it, no harm, no foul. They're not going to go click on it.
I think I'm going to take a note for tomorrow's stream, actually. It's been too long.
That's great. Okay, so tomorrow, Mark's going to make some more money, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
We have a question from David in a live chat asking, do you use any third-party integrations or any additional software with Super Chat and Super Stickers?
No, I mean, I know that you can, but no, we haven't. I know that I sort of flirt between OBS and XSplit, and I know both of them have systems whereby you can put an overlay on there and it'll flash up. I think we looked at it a couple of times, and the only reason we didn't do it was that because our graphics are quite important to us, the system that it was flashing it up on, we just couldn't find something that really represented what the channel's about and fitted in with the graphics. But you can definitely do that, and of course it's another way for people to feel empowered to see it on their screen.
Yes, and we're going to get into this when we talk to Kreek, but it's really, truly, your super chats and your super stickers are actually part of the video bits content themselves. You're able to really see your name and likes. So we've seen that be really successful. But there you go, David. We've answered your question. The United Stand does not use any third-party integrations right now.
Just on that point, I must just say as well, because I don't know what other communities are like, but there are a lot of other football clubs. So we do get super chats in the past out there from quite naughty people as well, who will put super chats about things that maybe when you say them together, say a rude word, or maybe they'll just be blatant and be quite rude. So if it flashes up on your screen and it's too late, it's already on there, isn't it? So we are a little bit careful about that as well.
Yeah, and that's where YouTube has a full suite of live chat moderation tools. You can add terms to your blacklist. You can have delegated moderators helping you out. But yes, with the third-party integrations, once those things go out, that is a good consideration of you really never know what could happen when you're live.
Yeah, and there's a lot of combinations of words. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I kind of want we got last question here for you. What advice would you give to creators who are new to live and who are new to Super Chat and Super Stickers?
I think encompassing a lot of what we've said, and certainly, what you've reminded me of is signposting what's available within YouTube, because a lot of people, if you've got somebody through the door to watch what you're doing and they stay longer than a few seconds, then they obviously like what you're offering, whether it's you, a couple of you, your community. So you've already passed that test. They like what you're doing. Now, again, it comes down to choice. They may want to contribute, they may not. But if you explain what's on offer and signpost to them to super chats and memberships and stickers and things like that, and you say things like, well, if you want to contribute and support what we're doing, you can do that through this and this, and we'll shout you out and we'll read you out. Then for certain people, that's going to be something that they want to do. And for certain people, it's not. And I think you're right. It's not about feeling guilty about that. We all, in some capacity, as YouTubers, are putting a lot of our own time and effort into it. It's not easy to do it. Otherwise, everybody would do it. So, YouTube revenue is good, but additional revenue for the work that you do is fantastic as well. And it's probably more rewarding, because what's more rewarding? A little bit of ad revenue for an ad or an actual viewer saying, I like what you do, here's $5, I want to ask you a question. So I think it's about understanding what's on offer, appreciating yourself, that people already like you, they're already watching you, and giving them that option to do that, and then rewarding them for it by reading it out.
Oh my gosh, I was going to talk about that at the end of the session, but you said it way better than I could. There's just something so magical about when you're live as a creator, when you see your fans actually pulling out their credit card and saying, hey, we love your content, we want to support you. It gives you all the feels and all the emotions there. Yeah.
Well, look, we live in a world where some people are, there's a lot of hate, there's a lot of love, and some people won't like the fact that your channel has contributions. But the reality is, your community is your community, and they're there for a reason. If they want to support you, then I think that is a nice feeling, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you, Mark. I know you're busy because you're right in the middle of all of these updates coming out around football. Thank you so much. Can we get a virtual round of applause in the chat room for Mark? Sub to his channel if you dig. I think you said Manchester United?
Yeah, the United Stand. Yeah, the United Stand.
The United
Manchester
Stand.
United, yeah.
Go subscribe to his channel on YouTube. Go check him out. So see you later, Mark.
Thank you.
And we will bring up KreekCraft. Now, we're going to switch things on over. And so Mark's channel is sports, news. That's the type of live content that he does. Now we're going to completely flip it on over and talk to somebody who games live on YouTube. Now, if you are not a gamer, do not tune out right now. All channels can use and benefit from Super Chat and Super Stickers, as we saw with Mark. Now, that being said, gaming channels are just that little bit extra with all of these features because they implement all of the best practices and they've got a ton of tips and tricks because they really know how to use these features. That's why I'm so excited to have KreekCraft here because when we see, pure anecdote, pure stories from me, I don't have data behind this, but when we see channels pick up and use all of these tips from gaming and use it on non-gaming content, ooh, magic happens. So welcome, KreekCraft. How's it going?
Hi, I'm great. How are you doing?
I am loving all of the chat who's just hyping you up right now. Yes,
Yeah,
everybody, KreekCraft is here.
How you guys doing? Hope you're doing good.
So remind us, give us your pitch. What's your channel all about?
Yeah, so I mainly live stream Roblox. Lately, with quarantine and everyone staying inside, I have started doing some other things too. Five Nights at Freddy's has been really fun. Cuphead, Undertale. I also upload a brand new, just regular video, VOD every day as well. And yeah, it's kind of like my schedule. One live stream every day, one video every day.
That's a lot. You're on that everyday grind. One stream, one video every day.
Yeah, it's tough. Sometimes it's a little bit rough to handle, but I don't know. Once you do it for so long, you kind of just get used to it, and you kind of have your schedule just down pat, so it gets easier. Yeah,
that's the same thing on my gaming channel. I don't do it every day. I do it one day a week, but everybody in my life knows Tuesday's my day. That's when I'm live on YouTube, and you're right. It just becomes part of a schedule. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
So let's start off by talking about YouTube Live. I'd love to understand, what does your live setup look like? What are the tools that you use when you broadcast?
Well, my setup, it's gotten progressively more complex over the years. I started out with a Blue Yeti and a laptop, and now I have a desk. I can raise it up, stand and live stream if I want to. I have stream decks, so I can control, different lights. I can turn the lights off overhead with it. This is a Shure SM7B. I have a Go XLR, so I can play like funny sound bites and stuff during the stream. I don't know if you can see it, but down there I have a Elgato green screen I can pull up. I have Elgato key lights up there that you guys can't see, and a DSLR camera. So it's pretty complex. Yeah.
It is, but what's important is what you said right at the beginning. You started with a microphone and a laptop, and that's how you started your channel, and you have been able to progressively grow from there.
Yeah, I actually started, I didn't have a desk when I first started, so I was live streaming from my bed. I was just sitting on the bed with the Blue Yeti, just, I was hoping it doesn't fall over if I wiggle on the bed enough. Yeah.
Okay, I'd say you've definitely upped the production quality since then.
Yeah, it's up there now.
Okay, so let's talk about your community. Because I know community is just so important to you, and we can see it in chat. So many questions from your fans who are asking, what microphone are you using? Hey, Sammy wants to know, why do you still have your Christmas tree up in the background? So you've put a lot of work into building your community and giving back to fans. Talk to us about, to give everybody watching a sense of how important fan funding is to your channel. Can you share what percentage of your revenue from YouTube is coming from Super Chat and Super Stickers?
Yeah, so up until this year, where things really started to take off due to the quarantine and everything, the majority of money I made from YouTube and revenue and all that came from Super Chats and memberships and fan funding. Since quarantine and everything has kind of just blown everything up, it's probably about maybe like 50 to 60% of, all the revenue comes directly from Super Chats, members, and stuff like that. It's
okay, that's
big.
Great. Yeah, that's great. I really wanted to get that point out there, which is so many YouTube creators just assume, you know, the bulk of their income streams would be coming from YouTube ads. That's the thing that traditionally creators have earned the majority of their revenue from. But that's not necessarily true in all cases. Fans really do want to financially support. And with the tools that we have been able to roll out, Super Chat, Super Stickers, channel memberships, as you mentioned, merchandising, with all of those things, you're really able to diversify, where now we've got Kreek, who over half of your revenue is coming from all of your fans, of your like on YouTube revenue. So that is fantastic.
Yeah. Another thing I actually want to say too is the plus side of like super chats and fan funding is ad revenue and ad rates can fluctuate greatly throughout the year. So January, your ad rates may be very low, so you're not making much money with ads. Obviously, near Christmas, it spikes up, but super chat is a lot more stable throughout the entire year. So it's a little bit more of a stable, I guess, revenue platform.
Yeah. And has it changed at all with COVID?
There's been a lot more, like, okay, so I actually, back during, like, May, June, actually had to mute so many super chats just because it was, like, literally the entire live stream, there was so many super chats that they kept going, and they were, like, an hour delayed because there was just so many. So, like, it got to the point where there's just so many people super chatting that I just literally couldn't even read them all. It was crazy.
Oh, that's kind of a champagne problem. That's a good problem for you to have.
Yeah, I know, it's a good problem to have.
But I wanna dive into what you just said, because I believe you're referring to a third-party integration that you use. So talk to me about sort of what you exactly mean, where the queue was too long and you couldn't get through them all, you couldn't recognize them all.
Yeah, so there's basically two big third-party programs you can use. You have Streamlabs and StreamElements. Both are free. I use StreamElements personally. It's just personal choice. And how it works is whenever someone super chats, this program or app, whatever you want to call it, it detects it, and then it'll pop it up on the screen. It'll read it out loud, show the person's name, give them a little bit of recognition. It helps me see it sometimes. Obviously, in the chat, if it's going fast, sometimes I miss it. And obviously, whenever it's read out loud, there is sometimes a queue. So if like 3 people donate it the first time, then it goes 1, 2, and 3, and it kind of just goes down the list.
Yeah, and so you've got this, and I want to make it clear, when you say it shows up on the screen, you have fully integrated this into your streaming software, so it's actually embedded in your video, where you can see the username of folks who are contributing, you can see their messages, or if they're sending over super stickers. Right in them, sort of right beside your face, is all of these fan events that are happening.
Yeah, literally, it pops up like literally right next to my face. It'll have the amount that they super chatted, it'll have their username, and then it'll have the message that they type in with the super chat.
Yeah, and these tools are available for all types of streamers on YouTube. You don't just have to be in gaming. How difficult was it for you to set this up, Kreek?
Honestly, it's not. It's one of those things where it can be as difficult as you want it to be. If you want like elaborate alerts with like super sophisticated settings and cool backgrounds and stuff, you can do that. Or if you just want someone's name to pop up on the screen with the amount they donated, you could probably set it up in like 5 to 10 minutes. It's really simple. It just depends on like how far into it you want to go.
Great. Pro tip right here: does not actually take that much time. It is not complex. It's not super hard for you to set up, but the great thing is the more you want to customize to really tailor these to fit the rest of your the rest of the theme of the video content you're making, you can fully customize everything.
Yeah, something else I want to mention too, because I never see a lot of people mentioning it, but there's this website called IFTTT, if this then that, and you can actually link it to YouTube. So whenever someone like super chats, if you have like smart lights or a smart device, you can actually link it to that. So if someone donates like $10, I can have all the lights in my room turn green or turn blue or flash or turn off. I actually had a watch that would zap me with electricity, and anytime someone donated $25, it would zap me with electricity. And obviously that's really funny for the viewers, not so much for me, but I mean, it's a fun experience overall.
Yeah, and I actually put a lot of work into getting those integrations and those partnerships all set up, because that gives your viewers other motivations. It's not just about, hey, I want to get my question read, or I want to voice my opinion on a topic, but it's, I want to throw Kreek a rave dance party, or I want to do some bodily harm.
Yeah, exactly.
So it really is helping you broaden the appeal of fan funding and super chat and super stickers to more viewers in your audience and giving them more options for things that they can do to better engage with you.
Right. Yeah. And like you said, it becomes more than just like, getting their name on the screen. It's like they can interact live with you and make something actually happen in the live stream, which is always fun.
Yeah, I love the physical world interactions. That's something that it has just been super cool on all of my streams where Super Chat is neon colored chat. All of my lights, my whole system changes colors to match the latest Super Chat that comes in. And it's really cool seeing the audience interact with each other. You might have one viewer turn everything blue and then somebody else will say, no, yellow's my favorite color. And then you see all of these great things emerge within your community just due to the basic tools that you've got set up here.
Yeah, you can even go further. There's actually I forget the app. I used it like a year ago, where you can actually set it up so viewers can even order food to your door, and it'll pop up on the screen. So it's like, hey, Kreek, I just ordered you a pizza. It's like, well, thank you. It's great.
Yeah, your fans really do love all these different random ways to financially support you.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question that I asked Mark. I'd love to see if your answer is similar or different. How do you let your fans know about Super Chat and stickers? Do you talk about it? Do you reference it at all when you're starting up a stream? Or is it like Mark and it kind of just, you turned it on and it just works?
It's pretty much a similar answer. Starting off when it first became a thing, every now and then I'd be like, oh, if you want to, support me, support the channel, there's a $sign at the bottom of the chat. You can click it and send a super chat. But now, because I've done it for so long and my audience has grown accustomed to it, they kind of just know it's a thing. Like before I even start streaming, there'll be super chats, waiting, be like, hey, here's $5. Please start your live stream now, or something like that, right? So it kind of just takes a world of its own, and you don't really have to explain it. And then other people, of course, see people doing it, which then makes them also want to do it. So it's kind of like a bandwagon kind of thing. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. When you are live, how do you balance your show and interacting with all of the super chats that are coming in?
Yeah, that can be difficult depending on like what game and what I'm doing. So like if I'm playing Fortnite and I'm like, super competitive mode, I can't really look at the chat too much. Sometimes I'll miss them or something. But if I'm casually playing Roblox and I'm, I can see the chat a lot, then, as it pops up, I can read it out. That's also where the, Streamlabs and Stream Elements helps, because I actually have it read out on the stream. So it'll pop up on the screen, it'll read it out, and I can hear that. So that way I don't even have to be looking at the chat, but I'll still know what was donated and what was said.
Yes, I've definitely used that a couple of times in your streams when I want you to pay attention to me. Yeah. I'll drop a little super sticker. You hear the ding ding, and you're like, "Oh, hey, Barbara, how's it going?"
Exactly.
So it works.
Yeah.
It definitely works. You mentioned it. Suppose you are so into your content that you do happen to miss some of these events going on. Do you have a way to go back after the fact and sort of say like, "Oh, hey, I need to go say thank you to Molly 20 and Fiona and Jaffrey David"?
Yeah, there's two ways. I believe on the new YouTube Studio, there's like a little box that has super chats in it. I use Stream Elements, and it actually has it just auto generates a list of all the usernames when they super chatted, what the donation said, the amount, and all that. So that way, if I miss it, I can just I have it on another monitor. I can just look at it. There they all are right there. I can scroll through them if I need to. So even if I do miss it in the chat, I can always go back through the list and see who sent what.
Yeah, because it sounds like it is important for you that you actually try to, as best as you can, unless your queue's backed up, to try to recognize and thank your fans.
Yeah, I try not to miss any. Sometimes it's difficult, but I try my best.
Yeah. Okay, I know you've got a fun story, so I'm going to lead you into this. Do you have a most memorable or favorite super chat story?
Oh man, it's always the like super weird ones that are always really funny. Like last year in December, there was this random viewer, never seen them before, haven't seen them since. They never chatted in the chat. No idea who they are, but every day for like Sunday to Saturday, they would just donate $500 every day through a super chat. And they wouldn't say anything in the chat. I've never seen them, nothing. But every day for 5 days, they would just pop in. There's the $500 from them. They wouldn't say anything as the message. It was just them super chatting $500. And it's so weird. It's like, here's a random person. Like, they don't want to say anything. It's just, take my money. But I mean, hey, super chats.
Yeah. And you got to keep all of that money, right? YouTube paid you out for all of that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you feel in the moment with that?
Kind of crazy, because it's like me as myself, I couldn't imagine ever sending someone $500 and not saying anything. Like, at least like give me a shout out or something. Follow me on Twitter or Instagram. But like, this person was just like, nah, here's all my money. It's like, thank you.
We've got a question from Miles in chat. Was it Mr. Beast, another YouTube creator who's known to do this?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe it was like a fake one. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. That is a great story. So you were able to make a bunch of money from that. And yes, those of you who are familiar with Super Chat, Super Stickers, you can pay anywhere from 99 cents up to $500 USD. And I do get creators who ask me, hey, do people actually use the $100, the $500? Do they actually do it? KreekCraft, do they actually do it?
They do. Yeah, they do. A lot. They do use it.
Okay. I want to leave things off with, what advice do you have for creators who are getting started streaming and who are starting out with Super Chat, Super Stickers, merch, channel memberships, all the live monetization features that you use? What are your final thoughts, your best tips, tricks, secrets, anything that you want to tell our audience?
Yeah, I mean, I know it can be pretty overwhelming because there's a lot to do, especially if you're new to it. So I'd probably say just kind of like ease into it, just set up basic alerts. Alerts on stream, especially if you're like a gaming creator, I see them as like I have to have them. They help out a lot. A lot of people just love seeing their name pop up on the screen, which makes other people want their name to also show up on the screen. So Streamlabs, Stream Elements, you can use those two services. Other than that, I'd say it's kind of just like, starting out, you're going to be pretty bad at it, but like as you get going and as you do it, you'll get better and better at it. So it's kind of just one of those things that you really have to just hop into and do it.
Mm-hmm. And you started out as a live first creator way back in the day, didn't you?
I did Minecraft mod spotlights for 2 years, and then back in 2015 when YouTube Gaming launched, I started mainly doing live streams.
Okay, because we've got an audience question from, and sorry if I'm butchering your name, Sajid Plays wants to know, he is a small streamer and wants to ask if you have tips for streamers as they're just getting started.
And there's a lot of things I could talk about here. Real quick, I'd probably say audio quality. Audio quality is great. Everyone wants their stream to look the best, but you gotta sound good too. Like I said, Streamlabs and Stream Elements for setting up like super chats and donations. That's always great. And then also being, I don't know, like being consistent with your live streams, knowing what you're going to do in the live stream. Like you don't want to just sit there and do nothing for like 10 minutes. You want to keep it engaging, make sure there's something constantly like going on. And yeah, just go for it. If I can do it from my bed and laptop, you can do it. Yeah.
Anybody can do it. Everybody can live stream on YouTube. So just go and do it. Those are the final words from KreekCraft. So chat, can we get a virtual round of applause from for Kreek for his time today and for coming and sharing all of his tips and tricks with all of you? Please give him a round of applause. Thank you very much, Kreek, for being here with us. And
thanks, guys, for coming.
Yes, if you have not yet subscribed to KreekCraft's channel, you can find him on YouTube, KreekCraft, one word. Subscribe to his channel if you dig Roblox, and also now Five Nights at Freddy's, Fortnite, and all of those other games that he's branching out into.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay, so that's kind of it for us today. Thank you so much. I hope we've taught you some actionable tips and some tricks so that you can better understand YouTube Live, Super Chats, Super Stickers, and hopefully you can take these back and implement them all on your YouTube channels. If I could leave all of you with sort of my own parting thoughts, if you've never tried live streaming on YouTube, I understand it can be intimidating. When you're there and you've got a captive audience, what do you do? What do you say? My first streams were extremely awkward. I didn't know what to do. YouTube has a great tool called Premieres that lets you dabble in live. It gets you experiencing live chat, live interactivity, but you are not actually live. You're premiering one of your uploads. It is a great way to get started learning about live. Now, if you haven't used Super Chat and Super Stickers, I would highly recommend you open up your Creator Studio right now. Go do it right now. You're on your computers watching this. I want to see more people signing up. Open up Creator Studio and go into your monetization settings. And if you're in the YouTube Partner Program, and if you're in any of our 68 launched countries, you should be able to enable it. We would love to have you go and try it out. We have been posting in chat a quick link to our help center that has more information about how to enable Super Chat and Super Stickers. It also includes a link to a video. So I have filmed a really short video giving you rapid fire tips and tricks for you to get up and started with Super Chat and Stickers. Please go check out that video and drop a comment on that video, and I will be in there checking to see if any of the names here match the names on those comments over there. To give you sort of a summary of what I say in that video, try streaming, try experimenting, play with it, have fun. Live is, in my humble opinion, it's just so much fun. And I have conducted countless sessions of user research with viewers of YouTube. Your fans really, really do want to financially support you as creators on YouTube. I've actually had fans send me emails and say, hey, could you please go talk to my favorite creator and get them to turn on Super Chat because I really want to financially support them. They love your content and they want to see you succeed and they want to see you keep making the content that they love. And as Mark said, your fans know that they can help you out by supporting and using these features. So they really do want to use it. Once again, an extra special thanks to Mark and to KreekCraft. Go check out their channels. Mark, he's at The United Stand on YouTube. KreekCraft, one word. Thank you again for the two of them joining, talking about their channels, sharing some of their information about how they use all these features. Can we get some more thank you in chat? They're still here watching. Thank you, all of you, for watching. That's it for us today. Thank you for watching. Keep streaming and keep it real, everybody.